Episode 5, I do believe it is. Ooh, let me hold this properly. Episode 5 of Building Legacy. So this week, my main focus around the business has been around developing the program for the incubator. So for clarity, and for those who may have just joined, Legacy 71 is a startup ecosystem for tech companies with black founders. And I've been specifically, when I say black founders who have a controlling interest in the company. So it's not just black people, but a guy, either a woman or a man who is of black heritage has got to be one of the controlling founders in this. It's about representation. Again, I don't really care about people say, what about white? What about Indian? Go and do your own then. I don't really care. This is what we're doing for those who are underrepresented of African and Caribbean background. Interestingly enough, I did have somebody saying to me, Dave, are you really sure you want to position it? And for the last time, actually, it's not going to be the last time, I'm going to say it over and over again. This is specifically targeted at black founders because a lot of people can say, it should be for all people, but no one goes out of their way to make sure that something is done to address the fact that we have less funding or the infrastructure and support. So I make no apologies about it. I mean, even this week, there was a young lady in my network called Deborah, and she went to this festival in Berlin around venture capital. And she was talking about Afrotech Fest, a festival for, black people working in technology and in development in the UK who often don't get represented at conferences. And so we're just like, well, to hell with it. We're holding our own, and I'm going to be part of that. I'm really excited to be on there. And she was talking about it. And somebody was like, well, what if we have a white fest? And I'm like, come on, are you stupid? Most of the tech conferences out there are dominated by white people anyway. And this is not just about putting it down to a black and white issue, but just recognizing that if you as an individual are going to go for a niche, whether it be around race, or gender, or ability, or anything, when people start crying about, okay, what about, it's like, shut up. Really? Come on. These are individuals who are going out of their way to address that problem, like myself, and address that problem. So again, as I said, whether I'm put on a panel or a conference to speak about this stuff, I'm going to be very, very deliberate about the fact that whilst it can be lots of talk about addressing those different racial disparities, no one's doing it. So, we make no bones about it. This is what we're doing. So, again, this week, been really focusing on the curriculum and how we're going to support all those startups who come onto our program and thinking about the areas. And again, as I say, specifically, we're focusing for now around finance or financial inclusion, around healthcare and around education. So just working on what that looks like in terms of online courses, in terms of masterclasses, boot camps. We're planning a conference later in the year. How does that all look for our members? And even for those who aren't quite on board as members yet, those who may want to join later on. So this week has been, the last week has been focused specifically around that. And again, this week, that's going to take up a lot of my time, as well as being able to finalize some of the stuff around our financing, talking to a lot of investment bodies, not just for this first phase, but for when the company develops going further down the line. I like to think at least 3-5 years in advance as well. So that's mainly been taking it up. That's what's taken up most of my week and around legacy. And again, I think I really have got nailed down the guys who I want for my executive team as well. So that's it. Thanks for tuning in again. Until next time, peace.